And I think, I'm curious, like what keeps you up at night in terms of just as an entrepreneur, having to deal with funding this operation of yours and constantly looking for new rounds of funding and financing and how do you handle that?
Yeah. Well, before I get into that, great podcast, How I Built This. And, I was on stage at CES, the AARP had sort of on their Age Tech Collaborative stage, and Guy Raz from
Wow.
How I Built This was right on before me. He was like two talks right before me on stage.
Well, maybe this will be your entry level podcast. And then once, in the 10-year plan, then you'll be talking about your success and how I built this.
No, I'm going to talk about it on this. This is the place to be. Valley Health Voices.
Too kind.
But keeping me up at night, I mean, one thing I can tell you, entrepreneurship is really hard. I talked about how I've always wanted to do this. And, I have a cousin of mine who had gone to, Harvard Business School, much older than I am. And he started multiple companies. I remember when I was getting this going, he's like, "Are you sure you want to do this? You'd be a great VC. Why don't you do that? It's such a grind." And I'm like, "No, I like not a shadow of the doubt that I'm going to do this." But I get it. It is all consuming, very hard, everything from raising capital to the things that come up every day. If you're creating a truly disruptive, innovative model, you're going to encounter things that no one else has come up with. And there's something even happened today with my team. And I remember just thinking, like, I told our team, I was like, you can't even write this stuff up sometimes. The situation, the scenarios that come up, especially you're dealing with really hard patients and people live together and working with the hospital environments and healthcare. It's really hard, so keeping me up at night is everything. But
Yeah.
obviously the big thing is, obviously fundraising, acquiring customers. When you start becoming a venture-backed company, you have metrics, targets you've got to hit, and you need to show scale and you need to show growth. And we're lucky all our investors are really exceptional, pushing us at the right point, but not toxic in any way. So getting the right people who understand healthcare and the long sales cycles, et cetera, that happen. But yeah, that hitting those growth targets and all of that world that we're in is stressful, and making sure we're taking care of the patients.
And I think,